What's up, guys? Welcome another Mondays with Macau. I don't know what kind of intro was that, but let me just say, just in case you are watching the video, what you are watching right now is directly taken from yesterday's stream, I believe. I played a lot of surf yesterday, so that's why the me that you're seeing there, the macaw, the machu, the Macau that you're seeing there. It's past Macau, right? That's from yesterday. I've noticed that actually doing this series and live record while I do the Mondays with Macau, it's actually not that easy, especially when I have stuff to do. And this week so today's Monday, right? For tomorrow, I have this big ass psychology project that I need to deliver. And, if I could describe my psychology project in 2 words, it would be copy and paste. That would be the words that I would completely choose for them. Because, honestly, I don't understand. I know that my degree that I'm taking, the course, whatever you guys call it, it's communication and multimedia, right? And, why the fudge do we have psychology? I still don't get it. I mean, it's like psychology of the arts and expression or something like that. So, it kind of has something to do. But in all honesty, it's just one of those classes where, I'm not really interested at all. I mean, that's basically all the classes. But this one in particular is just crazy. Like, the teacher wants us, she wants us to pick an event. So it's like, a theater, painting exposition, a dance show, whatever it might be. Not only that, she wanted us to actually have to go to one, okay? And after that, we had to connect, what we saw to fucking psychology thingamajigs. And I'm not gonna lie, if you go to one of those classes, all 420'd, you'll probably, understand what is going on and why is everybody so random with stuff. I don't really understand that. It's probably one of the classes that it's going to be a pain in the ass. I might fail it, I might not fail it. I'm not too worried about it because it's not one of those classes where in the next semester or in the next year there's continuation of that one. So it's literally just a single one. So if I don't do it this year, but hopefully I do, it would be nice to take care of that this year already. But just in case, something goes wrong, there's really no need to worry. I'll just do that later. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Oh god, my voice. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really have much to say today. I uploaded a video about annoying people. I must say thank you. It was just amazing the amount of comments that video has. I love you all for that. It's not that I will 100% do what you guys say, but I just love the feedback. And honestly, the main reason why I made that video is just so I would know exactly what I would do and, hearing others people's opinion instead of just asking, one or two guys what their opinion was about the topic. Why not ask, a variety range audience type of thing and see where that goes. So I did that, and honestly, what I'm gonna do, today's Monday. I'm recording this before university, so today is gonna start my strategies. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to play some mind games. Right now, what am I gonna do with mind games? I'm not 100% sure. But I must say that I tried some mind games yesterday because, one of the people that was annoying me started to annoy me about the same thing, okay? Started to annoy me about the same thing yesterday on Facebook. So I tried to play some mind games, and I must say, it was very successful. I don't really know how to explain these mind games. It's basically, I start answering the things, in not a super random way to the point where you don't even understand, but but in a way that insinuates some stuff, but at the same time it doesn't. And then I pretend, that I know something about them, or that I have something up on my sleeve, about them, like a cards, just like a blue eyes white dragon or a dark magician ready, to drop it, but I'm not dropping it, but I think I have it in my hands. That is actually a very good how do you say it? Is it analogy? Or yeah, I believe it is a very good analogy. I'm basically bluffing that I have a blue eyes white dragon in my hand or a dark magician, okay? I don't have anything against Yugi. It's just that Kaiba was just a little bit stronger, although in the series Yugi is the best, okay? But in reality, if you bought, Yu-Gi-Oh deck from Yugi, that deck was shit, okay? I just want to say that. Little Macau, between 12-year-olds till like 14, 15? No, it was younger because I was in primary school. Mr. 9-year, 8-year Macau until like 13-year Macau was very upset about that, Yugi did not have the best deck. Now that we are on the subject, what type of deck did I possess? Very simple. You guys remember that bug guy, the Whittle Beagle or whatever it's called? I had his entire deck. It was a pretty powerful deck. I don't know how many of you are actually following this. It's just some random Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. But yeah, basically, I'm just bluffing, and I'm gonna try to just keep playing mind games and see what's up. And honestly, I sent a wrong message on the video. It almost felt like I didn't even like these people that were annoying me, that they were not my friends. That is not the case, just that you guys know me, I like to throw around jokes. And in real life, I throw around jokes all the time, man. All the time. So basically what they're doing is they're trying to get on my nerves, and they're kind of being successful, which annoys me even more. But, they're cool guys, okay? They're cool guys. I mean, it's one guy and one girl, so you say guys in plural, right? I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. They're cool people, they're really nice friends. They're just, messing with me, and they're being successful, and that annoys me, and I want to fuck them up now. Not F them up, okay, that was a little bit too aggressive. I just want to see what's up, man. I just want to try to pull off some mind games, see what I can do with that, and, I'll do the same with the grill. I know some people ask, oh my god, grill updates, no, that's kind of weird. When I have updates, I'll give them to you if I feel like it. I know I share a lot of my personal life, even if it is as a joke or just to have something to talk about. But, let's imagine something bad happened, I'll probably not talk about it. If it was serious, if it's just a bad where I'm the only one that gets effed up, I don't know, let's, worst case scenario, right? Let's, guys, knock on the wood or whatever you guys do to avoid bad luck. Okay, let's say I get friend zone or something like that. Okay, guys, to pray with me, okay? Pray to the Kappa God that won't happen, okay? But if something like that would happen, that would be something that bad that happened, but that I would tell, So there might be things here and there that I will I guess hide or not tell. But if I do, if I not tell something because it's not important for the actual story, or you gotta keep a little level of privacy between, I don't know, the other people and the stream, because other people are not really involved in the stream. I am. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm kind of being confusing here. And since I didn't have much to talk about today, I asked Twitter if they had any topics for me to talk about on today's, I guess, episode or podcast. I'm not really sure what to call this. But, most of them were very, generic Q&A questions, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Who's your favorite sniper? All that stuff. Which I honestly just rather make a Q&A video and answer that. But I've got one guy here. I'm not going to say his name, not going to say anything, but he just asked how to beat depression and stay happy. Now, first of all, let me just say, and I feel like everybody goes through this, not through depression, right? I'm pretty sure I've not gone through depression, at least I hope so. But there were a very, especially the last year of high school and the year after that, they were not depressing, but I was just, I would feel down all the time, I really don't think that would be considered depression. Maybe it would be, if so, it's a low stage, but I really don't consider that I had depression or anything like that. But I was feeling down. And mostly it was because of just straight up stress from school. It was getting insane, man. I'm not the type of guy that studies a lot, so I had good grades in some subjects, right? But in others, I was just literally at the 50% trying to get a positive every time. And that would just leave me stressed out so much. Not only that would leave me stressed out, but then the exams. And basically what is the exams? Or, I'm pretty sure this applies to every country. It's just, those 3 or 4 years of high school mean shit. It's literally what it does. It means shit. And now you have 2 hours on an exam that will decide if you get to university or not. And that literally, like, just put me in such a bad mindset, such a bad mood. And if I ever do a draw in a life video, I guess I'll get into more detail of what exactly happened, what did I do exactly. I guess I could talk about what were my actions. I guess I literally, like, I kind of took the a little bit of a risky approach, which was, you know what, I'm not feeling well. I'm not happy with the situation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invest more of my time doing what I do, right? Because I feel like there's three little things in your life. You have spending time on things that you have to do, spending time on things that you like to do, and then you have just doing nothing, like just watching YouTube videos or just watching TV, just chilling, basically, just chilling, right? And what I was going to do, since I didn't spend a lot of time doing what I was supposed to do, right? It was to study. I started doing more of what I liked. I started hanging out more with my friends, not really going out at night, but just hanging out more, just talking more to them. After that last year of high school, I started investing a little bit more time into Call of Duty, a little more time in YouTube videos, but without like over exaggerating and like completely not studying. You gotta find the right balance, and sometimes that's the wrong message that people get. They feel like, oh, this guy, spend a lot of time doing this, and there was like no balance, like 80% games, 20% school. That's not the balance. But instead of being like 50% school and then the rest of the 50% being for games and doing nothing, I'll do like, I don't know, 40 to 30% for school, and then almost the entire rest would be do what I like, hang out with my friends, and just do this YouTube thing because, it just makes me happy, man. It's something fun to do. It's a hobby, now I guess you can consider it more than a hobby, not really. But it's pretty good, especially living in a country like Portugal where I don't know how many of you know this, but economically we're doing shit, like jobs pay shit, everything is just bad, and the fact that I'm able to do this and the amazing support that you guys have been giving me, it's just such a blessing, man. And it might be a little bit corny to say this, and you're like, oh my god, but if you compare yourself to other channels, you're not that big, or what do you mean such a blessing if you're not up there yet? Like, believe it when I say that it is indeed a blessing. And I thank all of you guys every single day for this opportunity that was given to me. Now, talking about this stuff, the first year after high school, I did not enter university, right? And I just spent a lot of time. I was like, okay, I didn't get in university, it's time to actually do something. Like, I remember my parents, like a long time before I finished high school, being like, if you don't finish high school or something like that, you have to go to work. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Because at the time I thought it was, it's cool. We're chilling. We're going to get a uni. So I was like, okay, my parents didn't go through with that. It was more as just a joke, rather than actually putting through. But I'm like, oh, okay, so I don't really want to work, but there's something here that I really love to do that I could take advantage of and just spread, my love for games with other people. So I gave that a shot, like a really, really good shot, and I got an optic, and you guys all know how that goes. Hex, why do you kick me, man? I'm joking. But yeah, that worked out well. Now this whole, and when I got kicked from FaZe, of course I felt like shit when I got kicked from FaZe, actually. Not from FaZe, from Optic. I felt like shit. And now this whole FaZe situation, it doesn't make me feel much better. To be honest with you, you guys know that. It's not that complicated to understand. Red is a new team, meaning that I'm not in FaZe and I am in Red. Would I like to be in FaZe? Yes. I really don't understand what happened there, why, this movement or this transfer happened. But, it's whatever. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That's how I look at things right now. And I'm trying to like focus more on what I represent rather than what team I'm representing, I take a lot of inspiration on Pamaj, for example. you know, believe it or not, like it takes, dude, like he left phase, you know, for, I mean, you know, you can go and watch his videos and see the reasons, but it's insane. Like he had a lot of courage to do that, you know, and I really admire it, and I really admire that, because I doubted, like Pamaj, did you make a good decision in leaving phase and now you're gonna try solo? And I mean the answer is I mean, yes. Just look at his channel, just look where he's going. I personally, you know, he's my favorite YouTuber. I've told this a million times. I'm like a little Pamash fanboy, you could say. But yeah, that's gonna be the video for today. Leave a like, leave a comment on what you thought, what are the things you want me to talk about next week. And whenever there's more updates about the university stuff, because I know you guys like a lot about that gossip stuff, I'll make sure to tell you guys, no problem. Once again, thank you very much for the blessing that you guys have been giving me. I know this commentary today was maybe a little bit more cheesy than usual. It's okay, you know, I thought it was an interesting topic, and basically the way, you know, I beat myself, not beat depression, but stop myself being unhappy, was just try to do what you like, man. It doesn't really matter what it is. You know, just try to invest more of your time in things that you like, and you know, figure it out how things are. So appreciate it, everybody watching, everybody listening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. There should be some sort of a mini Taj coming soon, and there's actually quad feeds in it. I'll leave the whole clip montage scenario to another video, because I actually have some stuff to talk about, you know, the whole Xbox 360 and Xbox One and the way montages are going. I'll leave that for another video, because I feel like that should deserve its own video. But once again, for like the third time in a row, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later.